Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. I think we are on episode 15 now, and as getting into the game, it looks like there's another item available for redemption, but I'm not sure where that is. It did a little pop-up as we got into it today.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
We've got everything.
Come again.
I'm not sure what that reference is, and rather than spend some more time, as of the last episode, we had done all of the side quests, hunts, and other objectives here around the hideaway. So let's go in and have a quick talk with Vivian.
How goes the hunt for Kupka?
Largely in circles. We have myriad sightings of strange soldiers in unexpected places, but nothing definitive as yet. If only we knew for certain by what route he left Rosalith.
Well, keep at it. If anyone can piece this puzzle together, it's you. And I'm willing to wait as long as it takes.
What? Here?
Would that be a problem?
Do you know, Clive? I believe it a mercy that you didn't inherit your father's throne. Your poor people would surely live in fear of you.
You have nothing to worry about on that front. I won't be claiming his crown.
That is a relief.
Clive, have you got a minute? We, have a guest.
A guest?
For your trouble. It was a pleasure, in hindsight.
Uncle Byron?
Clive, my boy! Tap a cask and stoke the ovens for your favorite uncle is here!
The Dhalmekian government sues for peace. How shall we respond?
If they're willing to accept their fault in the matter, I see no reason to refuse them.
Still, we must insist on substantial reparations. Twinside stores are not as bottomless as reported.
Aye, and we have many more mouths to feed. We shall just have to have the Dhalmeks empty their treasuries for us.
Of course, none of this would have been possible without your timely intervention, Prince Olivier.
Indeed, I doubt any of us would have had the courage to trade words with the mighty Titan, nor less the wit to win him over.
The Empire owes you a great debt.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you, Your Highness.
May the blessing of the crystals go with you.
Very good.
Now, let us come to the question of precisely when the Dhalmeks will withdraw their troops.
Dion's fire could rid us of them in mere moments. The men of the Fist will not withdraw until a peace treaty is concluded. So let us keep the negotiations open, give them time to gather what gold and trinkets they can, and once they deliver that which we demand, what worth is a piece of parchment?
Your Radiance, were Prince Dion to take the field, the enemy would surely send their own dominant to meet him. And while His Highness would of course prevail, There would be heavy losses on both.
You need not fear Hugo Kupka. He is engaged on the Western Front. Even were the Dhalmeks to send for him, he would not arrive in time. As much as I would enjoy witnessing a clash between Bahamut and Titan, it is not to be.
And what of your subjects, Your Radiance? If the fighting spread to the city proper, the people would bear the brunt of it.
There will be losses, it is true. Yet for every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. The Empire will live on. Dion?
Yes, sire.
Prepare for battle.
But sire...
Do not make me repeat myself. Return to your camp and await my orders.
If that is your wish, Your Radiance, I shall depart at once. May Gregor forgive you.
What do the astrologers augur?
The stars are in agreement, Your Radiance. The shadow of treachery hangs over Prince Dion.
So Annabella's tales were true. You disappoint me, Dion.
What on earth is Uncle Byron doing here? Only one way to find out.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would draw our attention. I mean, the great part is that Clive saw none of that. Also, there's going to be 1,001 things that I forget to say whenever this playthrough has concluded. That was an amazing mural behind the king there.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the day Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses came to tea.
You know that I'm like a former prince, right? Like, he's so fanboying over this other dude. You know, I had more than this guy once.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rozina to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rozina. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dhalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly, her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waloed friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waloeders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canverward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned, and where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Okay, now, there might be some other information about the state of the realm, so before we leave Vivian, yeah, she's got her gold dot, too.
Ah, My favorite pupil.
Let's ask about Mid.
We met under curious circumstances.
I think it is fair to say it was during my time at the university. I had returned to my lecture hall to collect some notes and discovered Mid crouched under the lectern, sketching some design or other by candlelight. It transpired that she had fashioned a key and had been using my classroom as her own secret study, a place of quiet refuge from overzealous tutors and the like.
Naturally.
I insisted she leave, but Mid being Mid, she refused to take no for an answer, and before I knew it, I had not only allowed her to continue her late-night studies, but had agreed to take her on as a pupil into the bargain. Though I soon wished I hadn't, her refusal to defer to authority was no less evident in my lectures. Was this my reward for years of painstaking study, I wondered? To be teased and tormented by some oil-stained stripling who seemed to delight in my discomfort.
Still.
Our time together was not entirely disagreeable, not least because it was she who unearthed the plot against my life and encouraged you to come and whisk me away to safety. And so I came to take refuge in your base of operations, just as she once did in mine. So I will confess that between episodes, I was like, hold on, there's a couple DLC chapters for this, and was I supposed to do one of them? Because no. Apparently the DLC chapters they will announce themselves at some point later in the game, at least that's what I believe. So I don't think that I've missed anything, and this is just, by the way, some stuff happened during the 5 years, which again, I am a fan of. Let's ask about Byron.
Lord Byron Rosfield.
Of the 7 high houses, protector of Port Isolde. And your uncle, no less.
I heard tell.
He was an adventurous soul, and journeying alone to the secret lair of the villainous Cid the Outlaw would certainly seem to give truth to such rumors. He will make a valuable ally, and a generous one, I hope, and his connections among the nobility will surely prove useful.
Why?
Perhaps we will soon be inviting the heads of the remaining high houses to grand soiree here in the hideaway. I must practice my steps.
Allow me to educate you.
Okay, specifically, just trying to keep...
One must understand one's place in the world.
Trying to keep straight the Dhalmekian Republic, the High Empire, and the Kingdom of Waloed. So the Kingdom of Waloed is all the way out in Ash, and that's why we haven't, I don't think, had as much to do with them. And then there's Drake's Head. Move cursor. Y locations. Cid's Hideaway. The Imperial Province of Rosaria. Yes, we've got that. And then these are all the places that we've been. The Holy Empire of Sabrak. Okay, so I might give myself away here, but I'm just trying to keep straight our cast of characters. The Holy Empire of Sambrek, that's where Annabella, Clive's mother, has taken up refuge and is now the Empress, and that's where we just saw that scene with the awesome mural and stuff, and their talk about how they're going to send Prince Dion, there we go, to go into battle because Hugo is indisposed. To the degree, they seem to say that he's all the way out into the west, which he is. They may, either he wasn't saying yet, or he's not yet aware that Hugo might be a little bit busy with other concerns at the time. And then Oriflamme is... What do we know about this place? I'm not sure what we know about this place. And then the Kingdom of Waloed is out here. Can I, learn about this bit? Yes, here we go. The Kingdom of Waloed is the sole surviving nation in Ash. Waloed has its capital at Stonehere, home to the Mother Crystal, Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Thamur, dominant of Odin. Okay, so we have seen Odin, and Warden of Darkness, who has long harbored ambitions of extending his reach into the neighboring continent of Storm. Somewhat surprisingly, the Senbrequois, is that how I would say that? Empire's incursion into the Crystalline Dominion prompted no immediate response from the king, who appeared to be biding time and considering his next move. Yeah, the Crystalline Dominion was down here, wasn't it? Yeah, can we learn about this place? The once independent state straddling the continents of Storm and Ash, its capital Twinside is built on the tiny Isles of Ark from which its mother crystal, Drake's Tail, rises. After Drake's Head was destroyed in 873, the Holy Empire of Senbrek declared Twinside its new capital in defiance of the long-standing non-aggression treaty. Yes, while controversial, the move, carried out by Prince Dion and his knights, Dragoon, proceeded mostly unopposed, largely due to the Dominion's lack of dominance of its own with which to intimidate the interlopers. Alright, so the Dhalmekian Republic is now coming to try to take Twinside. Do I understand that? I'm just trying to, again, keep all our parties in a row. A nation formed from a federation of 5 smaller states, it's located in the southern half of the continent of Storm, has its capital at Rondella, also home to the mother crystal known as Drake's Fang, inside which stands Castle Dazbog, home of Hugo Kupka. Okay, so because they lost their dominant, that's why they feel like they can send in Bahamut. He won't be opposed by Titan as far as they know. Let's see what happens. And then this is the Crystalline Impasse, a conflict fought between the Holy Empire of Senbrek and the Republic of Dhalmekia in the year 878, largely concerning control of the Crystalline Dominion. The Dominion had previously been the subject of a non-aggression pact between the Valisthian nations, but in 873, the Empire claimed Twinside for its new capital, an act which eventually spurred the Dhalmekians into military action. And as far as we know, the scene was here, right where we just saw, and now he's going to come down here. Like, they've declared this the new capital, but I'm not sure if they've set up residence. But there we go. That's what I just want to sort of get a little bit of a geography to where all of this stuff is. Also, there's a little speech bubble here. This is where we're going, I think. One of Valisthia's 5 remaining mother crystals, located in the Dhalmekian Republic. Unlike its sisters, who jut from the earth to tower above the landscape, Drake's Fang is completely enclosed within the vast hollow of an ageless mountain, its cistrine fingers reaching inward to the barrow's heart. Excavation of these crystals has, over centuries, showered the Dhalmekians with substantial fortune, and as such is seen as a symbol of the nation's prosperity. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And then we could look at the grid, and while I have to confess, I am very interested to see what... Can I just look at what...
Here's the latest information I have.
Jesus, look at our map. Look at how many people. And yet, like, I feel like I have a fairly good grasp on what's going on. I did want to see from Torgal the Frostwolf's position. Can we see what he thinks about people? Center? No, that's the center. How do we see what he thinks of everybody again? Remember when we could do that? Profile? We've got his profile. Center, move crystal, B, and zoom and return. Oh, inner voices. Yes, that's what I wanted. So Torgal must protect his friends. He likes Clive. He does want to know where Sid went. Oh, what does he think of Mid? She's always happy. And we can't, like... Yes, no, we definitely read that. He has a very good nose. She's stronger than I remember. He's a very bad man. Oh, good Torgal. I agree with you. He wants Ultima here to leave his friends alone. And then Byron smells familiar. Not good, not bad, just familiar.
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Mid's finished outfitting her little workshop, I hear. With a little help.
Otto. Kupka's at Drake's Fang. I'll be leaving before sunset.
You're not going in there alone, are you?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to destroy the Mother Crystal. All I'm after is Kupka's head. I won't risk any more than I have to. I promise.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's personal fiefdom. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for Rozina Dalimil. Some call her the Desert Hare.
Who is she?
An old associate of Sid's, and only Sid's. All I know is the name, and that they used to meet at the Dalimil Inn. We've heard nothing from her since he died. But I'm thinking maybe the new Sid might be able to bring her back into the fold.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
So, what about your uncle? I mean, he's welcome to stay, but...
Don't look so worried. He'll be coming with me.
Thank fuck for that.
Gav, Otto, I'm leaving you two in charge.
You can count on us.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold your uncle gave us, are you sure it's all right for us to take it?
My uncle isn't easily refused, especially where dispersing his wealth is concerned.
But 2,000 talents? I don't even know how much that is in Gil.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway, what with war brewing in the region. And, luckily for him, a Sambraquois noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor's neighborhood.
But still, 2,000 talents? I mean, is it normal for nobles to give away that kind of money?
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the other half live here?
Well, now that we've got a few gil to rub together, do you think it'd be all right if I splashed out on a few bottles of Lost Wing's finest?
Here, leave some for the rest of us, Otto. If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder, starting with a barrel of the best salt-cured northern salmon.
I'll leave you to decide how best to use it. Just don't spend all at once, all right?
I heard they call Rozina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears. That and her habit of bolting at the first sign of danger. But if she knew Sid was looking for her, she might just be tempted back out of her burrow.
What are the odds that the desert hare literally has big rabbit ears like that person from Final Fantasy XII?
May the winds of fortune be forever at your back, Sid.
Don't say that. The last thing you need when you're crossing the desert is for the wind to pick up.
Better at my back than in my face.
All right, Uncle. I'm ready to depart. Shall we?
We shall. Come, let us away to adventure.
The Velcroy Desert, a vast arid sea of sand and stone that has been slowly consuming western Dhalmekia since time immemorial.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is.
I don't think it's this style of game. Like, I'm just going to note, I don't think we actually have to worry about this, but Torgal the
destination lies
Frostwolf.
over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands.
I'd just be a little worried about Torgal the Frostwolf in the infinite sands of the blistering hot desert. Just not sure which part of this animation is an attack. I would want to have lots of water and some way to form some shade. I don't know. Any shade for him at all. I mean, any shade for any of us, really. Oh, he does like a corkscrew bite. I never saw that before. Oh, right. You're supposed to hold the X on his punch. Oh. I don't know that we're going to visit every location, but I would like to get a little bit of a primer on how to fight the various enemies in this zone. Wait, are we still in a fight? And if so, with who? I honestly don't know where that was continuing to happen. Oh, see, this is why we're looking around. Look at that gill bug. Oh, also, I confess that when it was like, oh, 2,000 Talons or whatever, I just heard that as $2,000, and I was like, oh, don't show Gav my bank account, because we've been saving up a good nest egg here. But no, it turns out that for currency conversion, it's a lot more than I thought it was. All right. Anything else in here? I don't feel like we're gonna find like the most powerful weapon or new companion in here or something like that, so we won't linger for too long. Yeah, that's about it. Let's check the map very quickly. So this is where we've been, and this is where we started. I'm gonna say that we're gonna have plenty of opportunity to go here. Like now that we've seen how the what's it called? The hunting, the notorious marks, how that works. We know that we're gonna go there at some point. So why don't we head on towards our destination? Since
many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang. Let me come with you. I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
all right, I don't really want to fight the chocobos. I wasn't a big fan of it before, but now that we've met Ambrosia, and Ambrosia had that pack of wild chocobos that were running around like hurting bad guys, I super don't want to fight chocobos. Hold on, how do I get up there? Everybody stop. Okay, did look like there's somebody else up here. Oh no, just some of these guys.
Who do you think those soldiers were?
I heard the Carabinier. I just don't know if I want to stop to listen to him talk about the soldiers at the end. All right, this was like another big expanse. Let's see if we can ride Ambrosia for more than 30 seconds here.
Faster!
I have to say, I'm surprised that Uncle Byron is here, and not unpleasantly surprised.
Ah, there she is, the good old Dhalmekia Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are ashen steeds. No doubt about it. And such a long ride from Stonehair. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, go!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead's skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Cooker, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
It's the outlaw! Take him!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
You. It's you.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive? What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Well, we didn't know where to find Kupka before. We do now.
The Royalists said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
Made from the stoutest stoneware. Won't ship, won't crack.
So I don't want to try to shout over like other voices. Yeah, hold on. I think we're going.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here to the Fang. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting visitors at present.
We have to get through that gate.
Not by force, I trust. We've attracted quite enough unwanted attention already.
By guile, then. Perhaps the Desert Hare can offer us her aid.
Rozina Dhalmekia, woman of mystery. But how will we find her? We know naught of her but her name.
And that she was working with Sid. Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means, the wealthiest and most successful members of their communities. I'll wager this Rozina Dhalmekia is the same.
That would certainly help to narrow the search. We need only inquire as to who is in charge of the town.
And that's exactly what I mean to do.
All right, so let's give the gate a wide berth. If they don't want to do a fight, I mean, I have to say, little surprised that, well, actually, I will go over here, that we don't just cut down those 4 guys, but sure, for political reasons, we want to keep our noses clean.
Good day, my lord.
Platinum sword, no thank you. Nope, we're good. Good. I don't hate this. I just, like, I kind of like the stuff that we've already got. Wait, how many... Okay, at first I thought I said 99 meteorites. No, I have 9 of 99. And we don't need this, and we... Well, hold on, do we need this? No, we're good. I could sell a couple things, like we did get... I don't... We're ready to sell this stuff? Yes? What am I even using at this point? I think I just walk away from this.
Thank you for your custom.
What I was going to say is... It would be very easy for me to play a game like this and think to myself, oh my god, like Uncle Byron is such a loud, boisterous, gluttonous idiot who thinks he's funny and clever and charming, but it's just because he has so much money and power that people aren't willing to tell him to, you know, shut his goddamn mouth. But the thing is, like, the way that they've drawn this character, the way that they, like, he had that Shakespearean scene with Clive and they were like reciting their lines from like more than a decade ago, like 10, 13, 15, 20 years earlier when Clive was young enough to be practicing that with them. This is a learned, shrewd businessman who also, like, maybe like fighting isn't necessarily his thing, although he was getting into it with those birds and stuff while we were coming here, the birds and scorpions. And he just sort of like knows his place, and I don't know, I just really like him. It's like I like all of the characters in this whole game. They're just, it's an incredibly likable cast.
Anything I can help you with, travelers? Allow me. My good man, we represent one of the oldest and greatest trading houses of Port Isolde. We're seeking to expand our business in the region and would very much like to make the acquaintance of Dhalmekia's leading entrepreneurs. If only we knew where to find them.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start your search at one of those.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a lady by the name of Rozina Dhalmekia, would you?
No. I can't say I do.
Well, thank you all the same.
Do you think there's more?
Dhalmekia is famous for its spas, its markets, and its smithies. Somebody at one of those might be able to help you.
All right.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy?
I won't keep you long. I'm looking for someone. A woman by the name of Rozina Dhalmekia. Do you know her?
Never heard of her. Is that all?
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in town, where would you recommend that I look?
Well, that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Won't find a finer smithy this side of the strait. The owner's only a young sprig, but he's got all the right ideas.
The Briar's Kiss, you say? Thank you.
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influential sort. Influence comes with age and experience, believe you me.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages downstream. Before the canyons were lost to beasts and bandits. When I was a girl, I would wave to the boatmen as they set off on their long journey, and they would throw me sweetmeats in return. Such happy times.
It's a good-looking river. I'd probably want to hang out down here. But like his interaction with the stall master there, like that's what he's good at. That's his happy place, is like wheeling and dealing, talking business with people, maybe not getting information in a surreptitious or shady way, but
Mummy, I want to play with
working the connections.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a woman by the name of Rozina Dhalmekia. A long-standing pillar of your community, I believe, from old trading stock.
Then you should ask Ferda. He's been here for years. Knows the place and its people like the back of his hand. And he's in with all the old merchant families. Try the baths. That's where you'll usually find him.
Thank you kindly.
Since that was a cutscene, hold on.
Ask for Ferda at the baths. If this woman you're looking for is still around, you'll know where to find her.
Also, like, this giant white pile, that's not like the upper side of the crystal,
sounds like we
right?
have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Ferda knows.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be, because we're not at where the mother crystal is.
Excuse me. Are you Ferda?
I am. Can I help you, travelers?
I hope so. You've lived here for some time, is that correct? Do you know Rozina Dhalmekia? We believe she may be a trader of some renown.
And what business do you have with the desert hare?
She was a close friend of mine. I was hoping she might be able to help me.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange an introduction. I know who you're looking for. Go to the bordello and wait there.
Based on the information we have provided so far, there's a 0% chance that we're going to meet with the Desert Hare or anybody that isn't very heavily armed.
This town is truly blessed. The bustling markets, the healing waters, and all under the watchful eye of Lord Kupka, who stands ready to crush any threat that might face us.
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think he trusts us.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing around?
I beg your pardon?
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
It's just such a good opener against a group of rando thugs. Right, still doing that wrong. What did I? Oh, I got hit. That's why I suddenly fell out of the attack animation. I pressed dodge many times. I think I was animation locked on that one, because I could absolutely see that dude in the foreground. Oh, that's why.
Who are you working for? Him or her?
Him. The boss. He wanted us to test you.
Though one could hardly call that a test.
Lord Ferda?
Look what the cat dragged in.
Your skill with the blade is rare indeed, my lord. A fitting talent for an outlaw.
You know who I am. So what now? Call in the Men of the Rock and collect the bounty?
That isn't my decision to make. Our work is done. Take him to meet his precious Rozina. She will be interested to make his acquaintance.
Yes, my lord. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Kneaded to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
Wait, I get the flatbread reference, but once you go flat...
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the young sprig after all. So much for Rozina Dhalmekia being a woman of experience. How wrong I was.
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been years since Sid last saw her. Sorry, him. Whoever this Lubor truly is, he's clearly a man of means. I'd say he deserves our respect.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Ferda told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid the Second?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do to earn your trust?
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's would seek assurances of strangers. Assuming he is an ally, of course. 5 years ago, he would have still been a boy.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man, 5 times my age? But enough of the pleasantries. We were speaking of what I want. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dhalmekia. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid. Until then, I bid you good day.
What trouble? If you're going to give us orders, be clear about them, damn you!
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies with honey than with vinegar.
What did you call me?
My apologies. A word of advice in recompense. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3. Oh, I'm making this too easy for you.
Ha! It will be easy. Solving his little riddle should be like dealing with him. Child's play. Let us divide our forces, Clive. I'd rather not drag this parlor game on any longer than we need to.
All right. Good luck, Uncle. I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dhalmekia.
The misfortune Dhalmekia finds herself in is of a crystalline nature. So do be discreet in your inquiries,
I do hear there's a lot of that going around.
Master Lubor has high expectations of you. Don't disappoint him.
And for Uncle Byron, his inability to sort of like keep his temper and like negotiate just because he feels like he's being talked down to. I know that he's been eating at big banquet tables and like cock of the walk for a really long time, but still it doesn't speak well of his character that he's baited that easy. For the best drop in Dhalmekia, visit the final sting.
Excuse me. Is it true there's been trouble with crystals of late?
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
Although it would be amazing if we run around and talk to these 3 people and then Uncle Byron shows up and is like, found them. Got it. Done.
The juiciest meat.
Let's get out of here.
You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
Well, what can I do for you, soldier? Need that sword polishing?
I'm not a soldier.
Oh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Dhalmekia and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Yeah, have a taste.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dhalmekia seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer. I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
So, I have to say, I really don't. The town is prospering because there is trouble with crystals. All the crystals are going away. They're taking all the crystals, and the townsfolk can't afford to buy them on the black market. Separately, the soldiers that guard the mother crystal come here to sort of blow off steam, and one of the activities that they blow off steam with is the courtesans. I don't yet have a link from courtesans to crystals.
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
I do kind of feel like the best way to not have serving girl or the owner of this establishment point in the direction that Clive just went would be to offer them recompense for the damages caused.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you. The least you can do is let us clean up in peace. I told the guard those soldiers started it. Don't need any more trouble.
Okay, I guess they've committed to their... Well, I mean, they actually did start. I was about to say committed to their lie, but they actually did do it. Still, I feel bad because that bar belonged to somebody and we really wrecked it.
Huh?
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle? Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd asked for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support if things turn sour.
Of course. You all right, boy?
Yeah, so specifically I was thinking that the reveal might be the soldiers are, you know, during pillow talk or whatnot, confiding to the courtesans on where the shipment of crystals are going, the courtesans are working on behalf of like an information ring, and the information is getting passed on to thieves, and that's where the crystals are going. But what I couldn't work out there is then wouldn't the desert hair there guy, I'm sorry, I didn't really catch his name, wouldn't he know about that? Because it feels like he's very aware of what's happening in town. Genuine cactuar needles, imported from across the sea, with just one prick and your little sparrow will sing. Will it now?
Fucking men of the wrong. Anytime they pull their snouts out of control for someone.
Alright, I think we're probably ready to go to the secluded area. Yeah, I don't see anything else over here. I assume there's a way to get over there. Like, I don't think Clive goes for swims. Let's check the map here. How do we want to get across the way? Oh, is it all the way over there? Okay. Yep, no worries. So that's why I was like, oh, like Clive has worked something out, but I haven't. It did not occur to me that the amount of money that was being tossed around by the guards was more than they should have based on their station. Otherwise, like, another, like, feature of the story... Wait, how do I... Right, we probably have to get downstairs. Another feature of the story that I'm greatly enjoying is... How do we get downstairs? In a slightly different version of events, I'd be sitting here being like, why doesn't Joshua just go to Clive? You know, I would be wondering... At one point, Joshua said he must be stopped, and based on the information we had at that time, it seemed like he was, you know, that I thought that he was probably talking about Clive. Now, based on some additional information, it's pretty clear that he was talking about Ultima, and that Joshua had a long-term plan to stop Ultima. So why is he not now going to Clive, turning to him for assistance on whatever his plan is, especially since he's hurt, he's in distress, he can't get around very well. Whatever powers he has seems to be, like, largely consumed with... Wait, how do we... There we go. And the answer is, or at least what I think the answer to be, this is just a theory that I have, I'm not sure, like, what specifically it is, but it seemed like Ultima was encouraging Clive to gather more power. He said something like, you're almost ready, or something, and combined with the mural that we saw at the two different Mother Crystal sites... Hold on, I think we're gonna have to... In order to get past this. It looked to me like a single figure that was collecting together, like, the Garuda wings and the phoenix feathers and all of the other stuff. So, I think that Ultima's plan... Oh, this is gonna be loud. I was about to do, like, a big punch, and I was like, this guy doesn't have enough hit points to sustain that. So, I think that Joshua's not going to Clive, because Clive is the target of Ultima's desire, like the avatar that Ultima wants to step into.
Let's go.
And again, I'm trying to remember exactly what dialogue it was between Ultima / Mythos to Clive. And the guy that took Kupka, I'm fairly certain, did address Clive directly as Mythos.
I'll take it from here.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer the property of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
I'm not sure if fire will work on these guys, because they didn't drop dead in the sun in this armor.
Too slow.
It's not over yet, Uncle. Good! I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh, somebody's got a heal. Is it you? Stomp that heal right out of you. Okay, there's another healer guy. Yep. Oh, the chocobo got in my way. Oh, wait, the chocobo is an enemy. Okay.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction. I hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly, buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dhalmekia had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon. It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
Double the... Ugh!
Here, wear this. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubor.
And please, feel free to send one of my Stoluses back to your people. Tell them that Rozina Dhalmekia is back in bed with Sid.
Omia Lostelan. Tu Isakelis.
I'm trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive? So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
Oh, we got a side quest. Very quickly to finish up the thought, I think that one of Joshua's primary concerns is now that he has Ultima somewhat caged up, like inside his own chest cavity, to keep him very, very, very far apart from Clive. That's why he doesn't like work together, and I just think that they've done a good job of like establishing that as a very likely motivation.
Perhaps Forge Master Luba's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I.
Oh, wait. Are you Clive?
Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luba's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dhalmekia. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dhalmekia. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dhalmekia who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Trust Lubor to take a simple test and turn it into a riddle. I better get to it.
I'm going to apologize in advance for calling this place Dhalmekia at some point. It's Dhalmekia. Pretty sure Dhalmekia is like a World of Warcraft thing, but every single time they say Dhalmekia, I'm like, oh, right. No R.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat, no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
I like the upper arm bracers that a lot of the people are wearing. Like, that style is very specific to this area, Dhalmekia.
Put a knife with an edge like Odin's razor in my hand, and I'll make short work of any carcass.
Plates and pots! Bowls and basins!
The baths are, closed for scrubbing. Please bear with us a little longer.
Everything I've worked for, ruined. All those years of toil, every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dhalmekia wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
Clive has no reaction to that.
In all my years tending the baths, I've never known anything like this to happen. Please, find out what's gone wrong.
All right, will do. I want to find the second knife person, though. Let's check our map. Oh, it's just in this area, carving out a niche. Okay.
Hanging lantern!
Ah, they've opened the gate!
Lubor was true to his word.
You can't even fill my cup.
I do not mind looking around. We haven't yet examined all of the different streets and places.
It's all the fault of this blasted war. The moment they find out you're from the Empire, they flat out refuse to do business with you.
Won't you come and play, handsome?
I will say one thing about the voice work, which, again, just for clarity, absolutely fantastic. if there's one element where, from a world-building perspective, it doesn't hold up quite as well, is just there's a lot of British everywhere that we go. Different lands, different cultures, a lot of the same sort of sounding people. I just want to stress, I'm extremely comfortable with that because I really, really like all of the people that we're talking to. But now that we're in a completely different land, if there had been like a different selection of accents relative to Rosaria and sort of like the greater Storm continent area, I would probably be saying, oh man, that's really awesome that they went to that degree. I'd rather have good voice acting than, oh, we need to make a change just for world building. We don't have a lot of people that sound different, so we're just going to hire randos off the street. Pay your voice actors, professional voice actors. Ah, this looks like somebody who knows what a knife is like.
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Right. The advice that we've gotten so far is that a knife should continue being a knife with each use. It can't be a spoon, and it can't be several pieces. It's got to remain intact. That's our hot advice on how to make a good knife.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dhalmekia.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dhalmekia remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light, meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Search the Valcroy Desert for the metal trader. Also, he seems to have multiple topics.
You wish to talk? I'm honored. You and I
have more in common than you might think. Not only are we both masters of the blade and devilishly handsome to boot, but we are both the second people to bear our respective names.
What?
You didn't think Rozina Dhalmekia was my own invention, did you? It was the name of my master. I inherited it from her along with her title and her smithy. Ensuring that her name lived on was the least I could do, after all she did for me. She plucked me from the streets and put my less-than-nimble fingers to work making blades instead of trouble.
Alas.
She was to leave my life as suddenly and unexpectedly as she had entered it. I swore to follow in her footsteps, that I might change others' lives as she had mine. That is why I keep her forge alive, why I play the Desert Hare, why I care for the orphans of Dhalmekia. Indeed, I had thought my obligations to Renz and Drika would to be my most pressing concern. That is, until the infamous Cid made a surprise reappearance. Rather muddied the waters.
Still?
I suppose there's enough of me to go around, but do forgive me if the Desert Hare isn't always at your beck and call, won't you? Also, I like the fact that this guy's primary, driving motivation was the crystals that are used by the common folk of Dhalmekia are the ones being stolen, which is the same sort of cause that would highly motivate Cid, the Cid Prime. Ask about the Dhalmekia Inn.
Ours is a blessed corner of the Velcroy.
A veritable oasis with clear running water and natural hot springs. I don't doubt that people have been gathering here since long before the founding of the Republic. Since it was founded, they've been gathering in even greater numbers to serve the needs of the miners who work Drake's Fang and the soldiers who guard it. And serve them they did, lining their coffers far from the prying eyes and grasping fingers of the Republican excisemen. Not that edicts from Rendella carry much weight in these parts. Dhalmekia has long been something of a law unto itself. Here, those with the most money, or the most friends, make the rules.
At least they did.
Until Kupka built that castle of his at the heart of the Mother Crystal, Dhalmekia has been Titan's fiefdom ever since. And while his men may be liberal with their coin, they're anything but in the exercising of their authority, which, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, is absolute.
So,
you see why those with the people's best interests at heart took it upon themselves to organize their own protection, my predecessor chief among them. Crystal trade.
How very fitting.
That the noble soldiers of Dhalmekia and Waloed, partners in arms on so many battlefields, should also become partners in crime. Still, the merchants of Dhalmekia will be relieved to see them brought to justice. Many have been driven almost to ruin for want of crystal. I'm sure they would all be rushing to thank you for the service you have done them, if, of course, they had any idea what you had done.
Of course.
As long as we remain reliant on the power of the crystals, we leave ourselves open to such exploitation. But people are greedy, needy creatures.
There's simply no other way.
Clive, you must bring down each and every Mother Crystal in the Twins and put an end to the people's thoughtless dependence on them. Do not try to disappoint me.
Don't be a stranger.
Okay. I would like to try to see these... Oh boy. I was about to say, I'd like to try to see these quests through, we're already doing, the knife one. And it does look like this will take us to the knife one. And we'll get to see if there's anything, cool between here and there as well.
Come on.
I like the fact that I originally got on Ambrosia and really didn't even consider whether or not Uncle would have a ride. That Ambrosia has quite a vertical, but I don't think that she can make it up there. What are we doing? Oh, okay. How do we get dismounted?
Safe.
I can't tell when this thing is veering back to strike. Man, I keep not holding that. And that's why we have it equipped, so that, what's a Helldiver? Oh, is this like one of the birds? Oh, hold on, Uncle, look out. I don't have a way to decharge that. Alright, I think we just continue on towards our goal.
Ready to go?
Unless I misunderstood the tutorial from back when it first came up. Do we think we can jump across here? I'll try it. This isn't much of a platformer, but... Wow! No? Yes? Nope. No, you can't jump across. Unless I misunderstood the tutorial from way back, like episode 1, like when we first opened the Eikon. So wait, how do we get there then? Hold on, let's just look at the map. That's not the right map. Nearby activities. Okay, this is just the fastest way. We want to go... We just went out the wrong gate. Okay, I'm glad that I looked. We'll turn around and go back in the other gate. There's no way to change sets of Eikon powers during combat. Right now, since we're not in combat, I could switch back to the fire dash and the... Oh, like the lightning powers and stuff, but there's no way to do that during combat. And man, I would like it if there was. Like, there has to be some limit on, like, your available powers, I think. Like, it's a little unrealistic to just expect full access to everything all the time. But man, wouldn't it be great if you, like, double down on the D-pad and switch to, like, set number 2?
Never to ride from here.
And for all I know, that will open up later. Okay, now we have the ability to get over to where we want to go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
I am very glad that we did the quest to get Ambrosia, because... Well, like, it's not that Clive was running that much slower than this, but it certainly is faster, and it's nice to be able to get around. Plus, we get to ride a chocobo. There aren't a lot of things that I would say, this is core Final Fantasy. Wait, where? No, I'm in the right place. I think the presence of chocobos are certainly high on the list of, like, this is what makes a Final Fantasy. It tends to be a lot of, like, aesthetic stuff. Phoenix Downs potions, summonings, I guess icons and stuff, but I do like chocobos.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dhalmekia? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dhalmekia remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dhalmekia to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly. So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
Yeah, I suspect that is the big white stone that I was looking at and being like, what is that? Is that like the backside of the crystal? All right, nothing else in this area. Wait, gather limestone. I would... And then it's down here. Okay, so shall we just fast travel back? I feel like that's probably our best option. Yeah, and then we'll just go directly down to the south.
We should get going soon.
Okay, here's our great big white stones.
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Dhalmekia and Waloed are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Oops. I'm wondering if that bright blue water is that color because it is...
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
Extremely clear or extremely base, like the opposite of acid. Because I'm pretty sure that highly, like water with a big, like it's very, very base, is this color. And you wouldn't want to be in it. Yes.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for. That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dhalmekia. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dhalmekia?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dhalmekia is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava: know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dhalmekia had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen. Thank you, Clive. I honestly don't think I could have done it without all your help.
We'll see if we get any other dialogue on the way out. If...
Carpets have
Take a sniff, good sir.
Oh boy, so many talks. If you could see like a line graph of my willingness to accept that as a lesson, you would have seen it start out medium, go down lower and lower and lower as he was sort of like critiquing this work and saying like you didn't do it right. And I was thinking, by the way, that I didn't mean to open that. I did like the fact that he didn't just magically crank out like this expert blade, given that he had been established in the story as being an apprentice. So I like the fact that it was kind of crude and all of that. But I was thinking as it went, like, so what was the point? Like, you gave this cryptic clue, you didn't give him enough information, it didn't come out very good, and now you're critiquing that it's not sharp enough, it's not light enough. He had all the right ideas, but just didn't execute them properly. So, I don't know, it didn't feel really good. And then, it turned out that the lesson was, there is no one knife for everybody. You have to design one. Oh, can we not get over from here? Yeah, again, didn't learn my lesson about not... Yeah, we gotta go around. Ambrosia, sorry. Sorry.
Let's go.
And so, like our imaginary line graph, like, I really liked it by the end. I thought that was a cool lesson, that maybe doing the limestone was still, maybe it was an unintentional part of the lesson, but the part about, like, the heart of Dhalmekia is you have to keep in mind who your customer is and what kind of community you are servicing.
Something awful's taken up residence in the springs. You'll turn back if you know what's good for you.
So in balance, it was like a really clever, interesting way to communicate that. I really liked it. It's a great example of why I will watch a scene out rather than, like, usually sharing my thoughts in the middle of it. Let's see where all of this is going before I decide that I have a strong opinion on it. 3 desert roses. I'm probably going to be really glad I have those. Just because when we kill those guys, we might get a chance to fast travel, I just want to look to see if there's anything in or about this shed. Oh, hold on. There is a chest. Okay, sorry. Anytime I see the pet Torgal symbol,
I feel good, boy.
Make sure he's doing okay.
By the flames. That explains the heat.
Ow. So I'm not doing a good job of identifying when there is fire coming in, because they are fire, so it doesn't... Also, I didn't have the camera on them for a bunch.
You shouldn't have.
Nope, nope. I am trying to dodge. Hold on. We will have a potion. Old Faithful. Hold on, can we take care of Old Faithful's friend first? Hold on, I don't like this. Ow! Oh, I was doing the dash in and he got me.
Help me, boy. My thanks, Uncle. Too slow.
Don't.
Let's cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
Okay, now we'll head back. I just remember one of those guys did like a self-destruct explosion move once and like super killed me, and they make me a little bit nervous, that whole enemy type now.
There he is. The man who saved my business. I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
All right, and that might do it for this area. Yes, I don't see any additional side quests, so I feel like that wraps things up so that we can head onward towards Drake's Fang. Let's head through the limestone, and we should be able to call Ambrosia. Does this person have anything to say? No. Usually they get a big speech bubble. Yeah, we went over to the hot baths, and on the way, there was some dialogue about heading south and so forth. This is a big circle. Yeah, let's just accept that it is inaccessible. Let's not waste our time going down there and having Clive repeat it to us.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vice-reine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you. Kupka.